that piece of like, when do you officially make the jump? Like that's a huge moment in time.
Yeah.
When you are that small business owner and you've played the founder role and you're trying to figure out like, okay, when is that point to like make that next step? And sometimes it does feel like you're just like, I'm gonna start dangling myself off the cliff here a little bit and go for it. But to your point, like, I think there's something to be said, and I've noticed it a lot as I've talked with more people that are in that like entrepreneurial mindset, is like there is something about just like personal attributes that come into play when you're like, I can take this chance on myself because I will always bet on myself to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so once you can get somebody to like cross over that line, it's amazing what things can occur beyond that point.
Yeah, it's really hard, and I think like, I don't know, in some ways it feels a little bit outside of my normal personality, and it's something that when I look back on like making that switch, I feel really proud of, because it like meant that I had a lot of like confidence in myself, and like that I believed in myself, and that's something that I think like a lot of people struggle with, and it's something I've struggled with for my whole life, and I think it's like, it's a cool thing to be able to look back on and be like, you know, I took a risk on myself, I believed in myself, and it's worked out pretty well.
Totally, for sure.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's such a challenging thing, and I think it has really paid off for you, and it's still like you're able to kind of lean into the things that excite you. And I know you have like a long list of custom orders, but like I've noticed you've jumped into the joggers, and that's like another kind of creative outlet of like, oh, well, I'm going to try this and see if it works. And
it's constant sort of like going on to the next thing. You're always like, okay, I'm going to take this risk of spending $50,000 on some fabric and like really making a big batch and seeing like how that's going to go. And like, I think I'm still really proud of like, we're growing to a point where we're just making these decisions that are, like $50,000 is a lot, but at this point, if that batch really failed, like the business wouldn't go out of business. And that's, right. I feel really proud of like being able to grow it in that way. But it's still scary.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, and it's you, right? And then it sounds like you've branched out where you have more support. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about what that support looks like?
So I have 2 part-time employees right now, which I love, and I just can't say enough good things about them.
Cool.
We are like a great trio in here. It's just sort of like coincidentally has worked out that way. Scylla's been here for 2.5 years now. She cuts all the fabric. She's basically like the production manager in here now. She knows sort of more of what's going on in here with the customs and stuff than I do, and sort of the process of like when things are due and all that. And so she cuts all the fabric. She does a lot of the sewing. We're gradually trying to get the 3 of us all on the sort of the same page of just doing everything, like so that people can like jump in and out of doing different parts of the process. So Scylla, amazing. The business would be nothing without her. And then Gordon, who started in the fall. He's a friend who just was looking for some part-time work and had never sewn before, and now he's surging and learning. He's learning to cut fabric and just doing more and more. And we listen to music, we chat, we put our headphones in. It's just a good vibe in here, so it's cool. Amazing. So yeah, those guys are I mean, I'd be screwed without both of them.
MVPs.
Can't say it enough. Yeah. And then I've started working with 2 factories, one in Massachusetts and one in North Carolina, to do batches of stuff. So basically, to be able to do any kind of wholesale or ready to ship stuff. We just got to a point where it's just like, there's people finding me, but there's nothing they can buy and just get, Right. And it's like when you find a new brand, you're not going to necessarily risk it on a custom that like you can't return, or that you can only get 50% back on if you need to return it. And so giving people the opportunity to come to the website, try something out. If they don't like it, they can return it. If they love it, they can come back for a custom. But quickly, just, at the capacity with the 3 of us, we can't be making those things. The other option would be to create my own little factory, like hire more people, like get a bigger space, buy a bunch of machines. But this space here is right next to my house, and I have a 4-year-old, and it's just really nice to be able to like, the flexibility of this and not managing more and more people is kind of the goal right now. So
you're probably like more scaling it back in a way of like, I want to maintain this, but for the non-customs, but you have so many customer orders.
Yeah. The goal is to for us to just basically make custom stuff here. That can be individuals or for like group orders. And then all the ready to ship stuff is going to be based out of the 2 factories that are on the East Coast here.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you're maintaining the microgrid fleece, which is kind of that classic style fleece. Like, I wonder if we can, if there's I'm sure there's some of it like right behind me.
microgrid around here, like one of these.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yep. So it's just sort of like a classic fleece style, in terms of thickness and warmth and like the, breathability. So compared to something like the Alpha, which has become the primary part of our business now, is super breathable, really lightweight, like breathes well when you're moving, keeps you warm when you stop. There's a few different weights of it. This is the 90, and then there's a lighter, which is a 60, and the heavier, which is 120. And so we do custom for these as well, but this is mostly what we're making for ready to ship stuff. And it's become, it's like, it's very hot right now amongst, it started out more with small makers and then has grown into larger brands that are using it a lot more. And it's like 90% of what we do, basically. It's just like make an Alpha.
It's a game changer. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, it's so light. Like, I wish I could just explain. Like, you can literally crumple it into a ball.
Very packable.
It's so packable. It's so light. It's so breathable.
Yep.
It's like,
so that's why,
really unique.
Yeah, and so my primary customer base has been historically backpackers and thru hikers and stuff, and so that's why it's just, people love it for that, and it's become, the fabric that thru hikers are mostly wearing. Packable, breathable, hydrophobic.
Fun colors, fun patterns.
Yeah, and that's kind of what sets us apart, is like, having some options.